baseball, and let's switch it up. Let's go right into the hot stove. Big signing yesterday for the Chicago Cubs. I know Jason Hernandez is a big Cub fan. I know who else is a big Cub fan out there tuning in. Ross Nelson, are you there? Big move for your Cubs and signing you Darvish. That was huge, man. That probably puts the Cubs as the favorite right above the Dodgers and the Nats to win the National League for me. What do you think?
I mean, the Cubs, they're ready. I mean, they had it. You saw their season last year wasn't as magical as it was in 2016.
No, they
This
had,
year, I'm saying they have the magic back.
Yeah, I think they'll be hungry again. I think you have a hangover when you have a year like the Cubs
But
did.
the problem is they're not going to sign Arrieta back. So is Arrieta better than Darvish, or is Darvish better than Arrieta?
That's a good point.
I mean, does it really help the team as much as they think it is?
Like Bobby said, depends on what Quintana does a full year with. It's true.
Is Darvish better than Arrieta?
No. If you go on last year's record or last year's full season, no, Arrieta was better than Darvish.
Exactly.
So you're right. It amazes me that they didn't re-sign Arrieta. Arrieta is a dominant, great pitcher, and even better in the playoffs. So I don't know. You're right. When you look at it, I just think they had a hangover. The Cubs had a hangover, but the Cubs also signed some relief pitching. So they didn't just strengthen the front line of their right pitching. They signed some.
I mean, I like the Cubs. They had a disappointing year last year.
And they lost. Think about this. And sorry to cut you off. I just thought they lost Arrieta and they lost Wade Davis.
Exactly.
And Wade Davis is one of the best closers in the National League. So how can Darvish?
Can Darvish
replace Arrieta and Wade Davis?
I don't know.
That's the thing. I mean, I still think that the Cubs. I think just from just their thinking and the team.
I mean, and Carl's right. Darvish was terrible in the playoffs, but it's just like you spent how much, like $20 million on this guy for 20.
He's given like $21 million a year. He can make probably up to $25 million a year with.
Who do I like better? Darvish or Arrieta? I like Darvish better. Darvish has more pitches. Darvish is more creative. Darvish, he has more stuff. He has more pizzazz.
Jason, who's a Cubs fan, believes that Arrieta's, that Father Time's going to catch up to him. So.
I think so too. It happened last year. You saw he wasn't as dominant as he was.
Yeah, that's maybe what the Cubs saw too, and why they didn't re-sign him.
That's why Darvish, and that's why Arrieta is still a free agent. But then, I mean, we can't really say that because there's so many.
Angel's not here, and he's saying, the Mets pitching is healthy. He bringing the Mets. We're gonna talk about the Mets in a minute.
Cool story, bro. The Mets. I mean,
we'll talk about the Mets in a minute because I think there's good conversation there with the Mets that we can talk. But just talk about the Cubs again. I think the Dodgers are still the team to beat. Now, news is, we have word, a couple sources I have that says that that the Nats are, making some calls to the Arrieta. The Nationals.
Listen, here at Family Chats, we have sources. One of them is Angel Garcet.
Right, so my sources are saying that Arrieta and the Nationals are having a few conversations. If the Nationals with Scherzer, right, and who's their second pitcher? Strasburg. And then if they had Arrieta.
And Gio Gonzalez, who pitched super good last year.
Yeah, listen, the Nationals, if they pick up Arrieta, that will be. They might be the teams right now.
The Nationals might win.
Listen, this is going to be a phenomenal. That's why I love baseball because you got so many teams we can talk about.
It's not like the NBA where there's only the Cavs.
Right. Where there's a few teams.
The Rockets.
No, you got the Dodgers. You got Arizona. You got the Giants trying to make their way back with some trades this year. You got Colorado with a lot of signings. And they had a great year. You got the Cubs in Milwaukee in the Central. Milwaukee making moves. You got the Cardinals who will always be tough. The Pirates have taken a step back. But then you go in the National League with the Nats and the Mets. I love what we see. We got a lot of competition. Carl from New Jersey says that Gio was not that good last year, which is true. But he'll be a number 3, number 4
pitcher.
Maybe
2016. He pitched good the last.
But he's a good pitcher in 3 or 4, and he did pitch good in the playoffs, I believe, last year.
Listen, Who's the favorite now that who's the favorite? Let's say Arrieta goes to the Nationals. Does that make them favorites to win the NL? Go to the World Series? It's hard. It's hard.
I think the Dodgers right now.
You
to me,
still think the Dodgers?
Yeah,
I think the Dodgers.
I think the Dodgers because they have strong pitching. They got a young
That's
team.
the thing about the
and
Dodgers.
they got bullpen. How can you
The Dodgers pitching staff is
have the Dodgers Have the Dodgers lost anything? Have they gotten worse?
All I'm saying is that they got older. You got guys like Rich Hill.
Rich Hill was phenomenal last
He's
year.
like 37 though.
Yeah, but the way he pitched, he doesn't have to be the best pitcher
All
last
I'm
year.
saying is
Who's the
that,
young guy that they had that pitch out of his mind last year? That the lefty. He was like 13.
Oh, you're
and
talking
up.
about Wood, Alex Wood.
Alex Wood.
Ah,
You think about Kershaw, you think
that's
Alex
a guy
Wood.
you don't know. You don't know. You can't say.
Alex Wood will only get better, I think. Next
You
to Kershaw.
can't say Alex Wood is gonna be.
He was
You
phenomenal
can't say
last
he's
year.
gonna be.
He's young. He was phenomenal last year.
I'm just saying you can't.
Why would you think
can't
he's going to
pencil
get?
that in for 1 year.
No, I mean you can't see him go 13-0 again, but I just believe he's going to be good again.
The only person they have that's like. I feel like
my
it's
boy James
consistent
from
is
New Jersey.
Kershaw.
What's up, James? Thanks for tuning in. He says the Dodgers are the strongest team in the NL to him. Yeah, I agree. Gabi says that nope, still that he takes the Cubs over the Nats with the so.
Now let's go over the Mets. All right, we have a lot of Mets fans.
Angel says that's 4 great starting pitching. That's true for the Nats. Harry says Phillies have the best looking manager in MLB though. Yeah, and Rob Hoskins talked about the Tigers. Yeah, we're not going to talk about the Tigers.
The Tigers are not interesting.
But keep tuning in. We'll obviously keep talking about all these teams. The Tigers
are going to trade Miguel Cabrera this year.
I don't think they can get rid of him.
They
own
can.
$30
They're
million
gonna
for about
they're gonna
6
eat-
to 7 more
They're
years.
going to eat a lot of contract. They're going to eat about $100 million.
I don't know if anybody's willing to take that. Nobody's willing to give
Oh,
anybody that much right now.
come on.
They're
The
willing-
Tigers are willing to.
The Tigers would have
they
to eat.
money to
The
eat.
Tigers would have to eat $10 million per year of that contract because somebody's willing.
no doubt.
Somebody's willing to pay Miguel Cabrera $20 million a year.
Oh yeah, no doubt. The Tigers are.
We'll see.
The Tigers are going to be willing to eat a lot of that contract, and someone's going to be wanting to take them for $20 million.
Yeah, we'll see.
I promise you that. And
We'll see.
I'm making a rough guess right now, and it's going to be the Red Sox.
But there's still a lot of moves to be made in the Major League Baseball. As we look, man, you still got J.D. Martinez out there. We still got Jake Arrieta.
Crazy.
And I think the best team that for Jake Arrieta is the Phillies, Harry. I still think if the Phillies can sign Jake Arrieta for 4 or 5 years and get him with that young Phillies team, I think he'd be a great leader in that clubhouse to take the Phillies to the next step in a few years. Now, who he's going to go to, I think Milwaukee might make a push
For
at
him.
Arrieta now.
Yeah.
Minnesota will make, because these were teams that were after Darvish. The Twins, the Brewers, they said the Yankees, but the Yankees never made an offer for Darvish, finding out now.
Yes,
my
they did.
source, my sources said the Yankees never made an offer for Darvish.
Darvish said that he did. They did, but it just wasn't right.
But my sources said the Yankees never
I
made
don't know
an
what
offer.
sources you have.
I'm just saying, I got pretty good sources.
we
The
have the
Yankees are
same.
my
We
team.
have the same sources. So I don't know what
Now,
they said to you.
I have a couple other sources that you don't know about. So.
I got the source from the guy who got the offer.
Well,
He says the money wasn't right then.
yeah, well,
It was-
he never showed us the offer. He just talked it, and the reason why he talked about it was because he wanted other teams to think that the Yankees were in on him, and at the end of the day, the Yankees were not in on him. I don't.
All
think
I'm
the
saying
Yankees
is
were in
that
on him.
something's got to happen soon because we're literally like a week away from spring
Yeah,
training.
spring training starts next week. Pitchers and catchers start to show up, right? So you got Alex Cobb out there. You got Lance Lynn. The next 3 pitchers are Arrieta, right? Alex Cobb and Lance Lynn.
Let me ask you this: could the MLB possibly go into strike? You think that's a possibility?
I don't. Anything is possible, but I think it'd be really foolish for the owners and the players to go on a strike with all the money still going around between them. There's still a lot of money to be made. Players are still making over $20 million a year. The average salary continues to go up. Owners are making money. Even the teams the small market teams are making money. Again, it'd be foolish for them to go on strike. I don't think it'll happen. I think what's happened this offseason is
A lot of the players,
yeah,
is getting frustrated.
I think it's a perfect storm this offseason. You got the Yankees, the Dodgers, Teams like the Yankees and Dodgers, big market clubs that are looking to get under the tax threshold for once, they don't need to sign players, so they weren't out there.
It's just the free agent class this year isn't going to be as good as the next couple of years. I think that's
Right.
the biggest problem.
There were several things. You got that, right? You got teams preparing for next year's class, which has Machado, Kershaw, Harper, Donaldson. You got some major superstars next year of free agency. And teams like the Yankees are saying, we're going to hold our money unless we can get a deal on some players. We're just going to hold on because they don't need to make moves. I believe they have enough pitching. They got enough bullpen. They got enough talent offensively. They got their minor league system is like it's never been before. They got young talent ready to come up and take over some starting positions. They don't have to make any rash decisions. They were one game away from the World Series last year, and then they have Stanton on top of that. So they got better. So the Dodgers, they don't need to add anybody. So with the major market teams like them, the Red Sox didn't have to sign anybody. The Cubs really didn't have to sign. They did spend some money, but they really didn't have
Let's
to.
answer some questions
All
because
right.
I see a lot.
Who's asking questions?
I
Let's
see a
see.
lot of questions.
Steven, what do you think about the Giants signings? That's one.
Answer that real fast. They're old. Signings are old. It's cute, they want to look like contenders, but in the NL West, you're not a contender. I don't think.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think it's cute. Like it's cool. It's cool for the fans that they're trying to give it one last go. But I just think that's all it is. It's just one last go.
Yeah, because when you have a superstar like Posey and a superstar pitcher like Bumgarner,
Superstar,
right? They'd be better on the Yankees. They would be superstars on the Yankees. They're stupid stars on the Giants. So, but no, ultimately, when you have Bumgarner, you have Posey, you have really foundation there. They wanted to give it one more shot. I don't blame them. I think bringing in those players, McCutchen, right, Longoria, I think they'll revive. I think they will have more energy. I think they're going to have something to prove. So they're going to come in really looking to prove a point.
I think at best they're a third place team this year.
Yeah, you still think they'll fall behind? I think they'll fall behind the Dodgers still myself. I think Arizona is a better team as well, younger. And I think Colorado. I don't know if the Giants can even pass Colorado. I mean, that's how good that division is.
Let's go to another question.
Another question. Let's see. The other one was, let's see. Do you think the Indians will take a step back? The Cleveland Indians. They were the team to beat starting the American League playoffs last year. The Indians haven't done anything, right? Matter of fact, they lost Jay Bruce, who was obviously in their playoff team last year.
Do I see them taking a step back?
Yeah, that's the question. You see them taking a step back. I don't. I think Cleveland will still be there. Them and Minnesota will be the teams in the Central. I think Cleveland has enough pitching, and that's the key. Cleveland has enough pitching, and they have Encarnacion, Kipnis. They got enough hitting. Lindor another year, superstar.
Yeah, I don't see them taking a step
No,
back.
Indians don't take a step back because the Indians. Listen, the Yankees just played perfect in that division series to win. But if the Indians would have played the Astros, the Indians could have won the World Series last year. I don't think they take a step back. I still think they're going to be just as good.
The biggest question mark with the Indians is probably their pitching because you don't question it.
Health-wise.
You don't question the hitting.
Yeah, the hitting is there, the coaching is there, and even their pitching, right? I mean.
And that's probably one of the weakest divisions in the
That's true. So no, I don't think Cleveland takes a step back. I think Cleveland will be there. Let's go to the Mets. I want to talk to the Mets. The Mets are very interesting. I know we got some Mets fans out there. Gabi and Angel's a Mets fan, and Steven's a Mets fan. Let's talk Mets baseball. Carl, I know you're a Mets fan out there. I'm actually, I root for the Mets. I'm a Yankees fan, but I root for the Mets. And I'm excited what the Mets did because my complaint a few weeks ago before they signed Jay Bruce back was, go sign Jay Bruce. Go sign these guys that have proven themselves in New York, which is very hard to do. Mets fans have seen over the years constantly. They bring in stars like Mo Vaughn and Roberto Alomar Jr. and Jason Bay, and these guys just fall apart in New York because New York is tough. But I love what the Mets did. I thought that's what they needed to do. They needed to go sign Jay Bruce. Why? One, because he played very well here in New York and proved that he could play in New York and deal with the media. So bringing him back, he's going to play well. I believe he'll play well. You get Cespedes healthy. You got the big pitchers. You got the two, right? The big two with Syndergaard and DeGrom. You got healthiness in the bullpen. You got a good bullpen. You signed another reliever. You got two closers in the back of that pen. You put Cabrera at second base. You got the kid at short. Now you sign Frazier.
You got Frazier, you got
Now you
Reyes, you
sign
got
Frazier.
Gonzalez.
Now you bring in a veteran who's going to change the atmosphere in the clubhouse. That's what I love about Frazier. All right, he doesn't hit great. He doesn't hit for average, but he's going to hit home runs. He's going to play defense. But what I like most about Frazier is the atmosphere that he brings in the clubhouse. Watch out for the Mets. If Harvey comes healthy, if you got
Healthy
pitching,
or does he
healthy. You
changes?
got a couple of guys that are right that the Mets have.
I don't think Harvey's problem was just health. He has problems.
Well, listen, he's not looking to be the number one. You got Syndergaard and DeGrom. They're just looking for Harvey to be healthy enough to give them 30 starts. Right? Give us 30 starts.
He sucked last year, though.
But he won't have to. Right? He has pressure because he's Harvey. But ultimately, they just want him to come in fresh start, and play well.
Met fan,
right?
give me his
That's
ERA.
true.
Someone that's a Mets
they got
fan,
Adrian Gonzalez.
please give me Matt Harvey's ERA from last year.
Yeah, not good. But
It wasn't good.
But you also have, Mets have enough pitching. The health is the pitching question for the Mets.
It is.
Not for
Syndergaard.
Right, but beyond Syndergaard and DeGrom, it's the back end of their starting pitching that I'm more questioning their health. Right? I'm not questioning. I think Syndergaard will come back healthy. I think DeGrom will be healthy. How about the 3, 4, and 5? That's
Matt's Harvey.
Matt's Harvey, and then
Who's the last guy?
who's the fifth guy? The fifth guy is the one they got for the Beltran trade from the Giants, who had Tommy John the year before. He started to pitch a little bit last year. His name just come on, Mets fans, help me out. Well, listen, don't sleep on the Mets. Here's what I'm gonna tell people. Don't sleep on the Mets. People are sleeping on the Mets. And the Mets, if they come out, Wheeler, thanks, Carl. Wheeler's the other one.
Zach Wheeler.
Zach Wheeler, who has high.
Before. Yeah,
right,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm saying now you got a fresh year with Wheeler after, right, Tommy John. So, back into the bullpen is strong, like Gabi says. I agree. I think the
problem
Mets,
with the Mets
is the sleeper team who's going to compete with the Nats because they got enough offense, they got enough pitching. And watch out for the Mets. If they go out and get another pitcher like Lance Lynn or Alex Cobb, you go out and do that, and now the hope goes from here to here. And that's what I said after they signed Frazier. If the Mets can get one of those two pitchers, I'm not talking about Arrieta. If they get Arrieta, it'd be great. But if they get one of these other two pitchers,
listen,
I think, watch out for the Mets.
In that division, I'm not worried about the Braves. I'm not worried about the Marlins, obviously. I'm worried about the Phillies because the Philly
fans, shout out.
They have
a lot of great young talent.
young talent.
Yeah.
Adubo Herrera, you got Hoskins. I just feel like the Philadelphia has enough to maybe push them closer to becoming good.
Yeah,
They're not good. Don't get me wrong. They'll
not. Compete. They'll be
but
that
they
number.
are definitely gonna steal some games this year.
Yeah, they'll be the number 3
That's
team.
the
I
biggest
believe.
thing about the Phillies.
Yeah, and you got obviously the Atlanta Braves, who've got a lot of young talent in a great farm system that I believe they'll start to compete soon once they start bringing more of them up. But like you said, Gabi, yeah, I believe the Mets are good enough to compete in the wild card. They'll be competing probably with the Brewers and the other two teams in the National League West, both that made the wild card last year.
So let's do
Rockies
this.
And the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Let's do this right now. Since MLB's about to start,
Yes.
we're gonna give this is going to be our way too early episode.
Yeah, this is way too early to give predictions.
We're saying World Series matchup right now. Way too early. What you think? Who you got?
Oh man, listen,
This will be our last topic. and we're going off the air.
Houston's going to be the team to beat in the AL. They added another top starter. They got strong in the playoffs with Verlander. Will they have Will they have the hangover, right, of winning the World Series and having the X on their back? People are coming after them. Will the Angels compete enough in the AL West? But the Indians. I like the Indians. I like the Yankees, of course. I like the Red Sox. The same teams from last year, I believe, are getting better. Astros getting better. Cleveland is staying put, not getting better, but I believe they'll compete. Minnesota, they're going to get a little better, I believe, with experience. So the Red Sox, they get JD Martinez, they'll be better. Harry likes the Yankees and Dodgers in the World Series. You can't go wrong with that. Carl says Mets and Red Sox in the World Series. Jeez, might be Mets Yankees again. But I like the Yankees and Dodgers. I like what Harry says there. I agree. I see the Dodgers getting back, me personally, and I love the Yankees. I just think they're gonna out-hit a lot of teams, and their pitching is not gonna be talked about a lot, but they got enough pitching with Tanaka and the young guy Severino and the bullpen to carry them through again. But it's gonna be a great race when you think about it, right? You're gonna have the Yankees and Red Sox again. You'll have the Indians and Minnesota again. And
number to call in, 863-899-2368.
my boy Russell.
If anybody wants to call in right now, go ahead.
Was my shooting guard at high school. What's up, brother? He's in Florida, University of Florida graduate. Thanks for stepping in.
Listen, my prediction right now is that the Yankees will be playing the Cubs in the World Series.
Prediction. Joe says Yankees and Cubs. Stephen Morris says Yankees and Cubs. I see Yankees, Dodgers. Carl says Mets and Red Sox.
Yankees pitching is heavily slept on. It's the most slept on rotation, I think, in the MLB.
And they got a couple.
Tanaka, Severino, Gray, Sabathia. You got a 5 spot that you can put any young guy in.
Young lefty from last year that stepped up.
Or if you want to put somebody in, they have one of the best bullpens.
Gabi, that's true. That's the key, right? Can the starting pitcher stay healthy? But I think with the bullpen that the Yankees have, it's what kept them healthy last year, because they're only asking Sabathia to throw 5 innings every time he comes out. Tanaka, if he can throw 5 to 6, they'll be happy.
And how the
with that.
offense played last year, and then you add Giancarlo Stanton.
I just love the Yankees mix. Now the question for the Yankees is, now not having Girardi and bringing Boone in, what does that do to the Yankees?
That's the only question mark, because I feel like he'll do good, but the only thing is you don't know, because we haven't seen him yet.
We've never seen him, so that's
never
the
been
question
a coach,
mark.
but
what else? Anything else? Any other questions we have out there? What's happening, everybody? You're tuning in to Family Chats, a podcast we have here every Sunday night, and talking sports, talk the NFL.
Listen,
congrats to the Eagles fans again for winning their first Super Bowl, and pretty cool, pretty exciting for Philadelphia.
Listen, this is it. We're done with this episode. Thank you for tuning in.
That's it.
Next week we are doing call-ins. That's all I'm saying. We're doing call-ins next week, so y'all better be ready. My phone is going to be ready to be picked up. Y'all are going to call in, and we're going to talk with you guys next week. Y'all heard it here. I promise you, we're going to do call-ins.
We're going to give you a number to call in next week.
I'm going to buy a phone just for this.
Just to call in. Well, next week
I'm going to buy a burner phone.
We'll take some call-ins, but thanks for tuning in, Facebook and friends and family all across the United States for jumping in and being a part. We love this. Thanks for give us your feedback. Instagram for the first time. Thanks for tuning in. Who else is tuning in?
Listen, I'll go over this.
Go ahead.
Thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you Facebook. Thank you Instagram Live. Thank you YouTube. Thank you SoundCloud. We're hitting everything heavy. Listen, make sure to follow us on all of our social media handles. Listen, we got Twitter, chats_family. Follow us on there. We got a new Instagram that's already popping off. 100 followers already.
Follow us if you're not already.
We got these social medias popping off. We really need you guys to support us and everything. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Go like us on SoundCloud.
Yep.
Listen, thank you guys for supporting us.
We appreciate it, man. We do. We're just doing this for fun, having a good time, trying to put some good content out there. My boy, doing his thing, putting all this together. We'll have Angel back, my nephew, next week.
What are we on, 5 weeks?
Yeah, I believe this is our fifth week doing this. And we're enjoying it. So, whether this goes anywhere or not, doesn't matter, because we love it. We're having a great time doing it. And we appreciate you guys tuning in. Hopefully you guys are looking forward to this every Sunday around 7 o'clock.
Thank you guys.
So thanks again. Have a fantastic week. And again, Family Chats, where sports brings the family together. We consider you guys family out there. So thanks for tuning in. Have a great week. Congratulations to your Eagles. We'll be talking basketball and baseball next week.
Thank you for being part of the family.
See you guys.